En sy is in die ateljee, Lindie, die coach Lindie, Business Lunch. Lindie, goeiemiddag and baie welcome. Good afternoon, welcome.
Goeiemiddag. It's absolutely fantastic to be here with you today again, Christy. Looking forward to our guest.
Absolutely, can't wait to hear. Please introduce your guest and let's have a chat.
I'm just going to do a quick, very unprofessional sound check. Maambele, you are muted on your side. There we go. So we are going to have a chat with Maambele Khosa. She's the proud owner of SheCab. Now, she's sitting not in the studio. I've got her beautiful face on the screen. Maambele, we are super excited to host you this afternoon to hear your amazing story. Welcome to the studio and to all the listeners of Helderberg Radio FM.
Thank you so much, Lindie. I am very glad to join you in studio live.
Yeah, thanks to technology, right?
I mean, that's technology, and let's hope the listeners can believe me when I say I'm live in studio, but that was a joke. I have joined online. So thank you so much for having me.
You know what? We go with however we do it. So let's quickly, if you allow me, Maambele, I mean, I'm not going to disclose your age, but let me just say you could have been my daughter. But sitting in front of me, a very dynamic entrepreneur and visionary leader. But here's the most impressive thing. Maambele, you hold a master's degree in science and technology, a postgraduate diploma in marketing. You've got a Bachelor of Science in Geoinformatics and Information Systems Management. I mean, Christy, I can't even get that all into one sentence.
It'll take me 50 years to get all those degrees.
And here she is. What an amazing woman. Currently, you're spearheading media and communication at Stellenbosch University Center for Epidemic Research and Innovation. Maambele, like I've just said, I mean, I can't even fit it into one sentence. So, and here you are. We're talking about SheCab, which is a taxi operation in and around Stellenbosch where you provide and guarantee safe journey for, is it exclusively females that wants to go from A to B? So maybe for our listeners, we're going to get back to your background, but yeah, what is SheCab about?
So SheCab provide peace of mind. That's what we do for women, provided by women. Initially, SheCab was solely made to transport women by women, but with time, the demand got higher. For example, you have a couple that comes in and say, we want to use SheCab for move from point A to B. We are international tourists. We do pick them up. We do have men as well that says we want to use SheCab. We do drive them. However, we are 100% female-owned, operated, and definitely female-run.
Oh my gosh, this is so super exciting. So tell me, where did it all start with SheCab? I mean, just tell us your story. How did this come about?
It's actually not a far-fetched story. It's simple. There's an Maambele or an Ambi. I mean, everybody calls me Ambi, by the way, who want to go to the airport in 2020, just post-COVID. And the fear in me of just making sure that I can get to the airport safely while it's so quiet on the roads without feeling anxious and all of that thing made me think, if I feel like this, just because I have to fly to Joburg this morning, there's definitely another woman somewhere who feels like this every Friday or every Monday when they have to fly in and out for work or for whatever purpose. So the fact that I feel like this, I know I'm definitely not alone, and I can definitely make a small difference. You know, we live in a country where every day we know that South Africa is also one of the countries with a high percentage of GBV, and I thought I can make a very small difference. I can definitely make the world a better and a safer space for other women, although it won't be that big, but the little that I can do on my own can definitely go a long way. So I just posted on my personal social media to say, if you're in Stellenbosch, you're a woman, you want to get to the airport or from the airport back to Stellenbosch, you are more than welcome to WhatsApp me. I will drive you. You can just fuel me. So that's how it started. And the rest is just a story in making.
Yeah, but we're gonna unpack that. The rest is just a story, because I mean, therein lies building a business and getting some critical momentum going. But Ambi, just again back to that very humble beginning way back in 2020. So here's this idea. So what was the first thing you did? I mean, did you buy a vehicle? Did you employ a driver? I mean, what was some of the first steps you had to make to get this going?
So it was quite different, because in my mind, I was not trying to build a business. Even today, I will tell you that I do not think I'm trying to build a business. I think I am trying to make a difference. I had my own personal car. So I use my personal car to say, I will take you to the airport, just pay for my fuel.
So you were literally the first, you yourself in your car was the first SheCab. I mean, you were the first driver, and this was the first vehicle.
Yes, I was the first driver, I think, for almost 3 months alone.
Okay.
And thereafter, the demand got quite higher. I asked one of my friends who also had a personal car, I said, don't you want to join me? Then we do this. And she said, yes, I'm more than happy to do that with you. We ran again for another 2 months as the two of us. Then 2021 came, the demand went higher. And now I'm like, no, guys, I was just trying to do a little bit of this. But
this
now
little bit has become a lot of money, or a lot of activity and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Now it started demanding so much time, of course. And I thought, okay, now I will need to start charging a fare, not just saying you can fuel my car.
Okay. So you were not even doing this for cash purposes or income at all. It was just almost like a service to community.
Absolutely. It was not even for profit. I operated for a few months without profit, just getting fuel, taking someone from Stellenbosch to the airport or from the airport to Stellenbosch.
Okay. So, Ambi, I've got so many questions. So, when we come back, Ambi, is it okay if I call you Ambi, so by the way?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So, Christy, when we come back, of course, I'd like to unpack a little bit more, Ambi, your journey in building SheCab, because whether you want to now admit it or not, on air, you have got a flourishing business, and a business that I'm super excited about. I've got a female student at varsity. And every now and again we go, oh my gosh, how am I going to get her safe from A to B? So now I know. So Christy, we're going to come back just now, hearing a little bit more about Ambi's amazing story.
Can't wait to hear.
Maambele, so give us some indication of how many vehicles, which routes do you guys cover? So what's happening in SheCab at the moment? Where are you guys at?
Okay, so SheCab at the moment only owns 2 vehicles, and the rest of the 23 are the ones that comes with drivers.
Okay.
So SheCab is a platform, of course, and a movement. However, drivers join SheCab with their own vehicles.
That's incredible. So you personally own 2, but the rest, the balance is made up of private individuals that's rendering the service, obviously at a fee, pretty much I think like the Uber model, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I've read that you guys also have a technology platform. So how do I go about asking for a SheCab to arrive at my doorstep?
The most convenient way, and the one that I would say a lot of users prefer, is WhatsApp. So our WhatsApp line is quite active, and also fast responses that you get. You can simply WhatsApp us and you get a ride. You can also visit our website. There is a request a ride option that is also quite fast. However, WhatsApp is the best way to request our services.
That's incredible. And which routes do you cover, Maambele?
We actually pick up people from Stellenbosch to anywhere, or from anywhere to Stellenbosch.
So Stellenbosch very much being the center from where you operate, right? Okay.
Yes.
So this whole thing, safety for females, what did you have to put in place to guarantee the safety of whoever you are transporting?
Firstly, vetting the drivers. That's the biggest thing. Vetting the drivers. It's not just like a driver can sign up online and say, yes, I'll be the drivers, but having to vet them in person, vetting their documents, checking their vehicles, also tracking their vehicles. So that it's the other side of it, is ensuring that we know that the team consists of people that we can trust and rely on. Yes.
Okay, but that's so critically important. I think that's the cornerstone of what you've built SheCab on, because you said we live in a country where GBV, gender-based violence, is a real concern and a big scary thing that causes a lot of anxiety. But just by vetting your drivers immediately gives me, as your customer, a sense of peace, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's incredible. So tell me something, as the owner of this, and okay, so by the way, listeners, Maambele has also been recognized as one of 2023 Mail and Guardian top 200 young South Africans. Maambele, you've received numerous recognitions from esteemed institutions around this amazing initiative that you are involved in. So what has been some of the highlights in the last 4 years of building SheCab, whether you wanted it or intended it or not, but it has happened? So what has been some of the highlights for you?
Oh my word, there's quite plenty. There are highlights and lowlights.
Okay, but we'd love to have both if you don't mind.
So some of the highlights, of course, for me, it's the whole concept. Like I said initially, it wasn't the intention to build a business. It was making a difference, making that impact. So, for example, in 2022, there was 2 drivers that were students and also driving for SheCab. And these students were looking for like full-time employment in their field of studies. And their testimony was that they happened to have driven someone who was in recruitment in a particular big company, and this person throughout their drive had a chat with them and realized there are great fit of potential people that can join that particular company, and they got the jobs. They are still working in those 2 companies now. So for me, I think that's the best highlight.
Yeah, it's an unintended consequence, right? I mean, you by just driving from A to B, you connect people and there's opportunities that comes up.
Absolutely. Okay. That's my biggest highlights.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, therefore, the impact is so much bigger. So, Maambele, what's been some of the lowlights? I mean, has there been some real disappointments, things that was really tough for you to digest and get around or get over?
Without talking about trying to scale up or anything like that, it's that driving or e-hailing is actually a male-dominated field. So to get a driver, it's quite difficult. To get a professional driver who is professionally trained or qualified to drive passengers, it's another challenge. So having to start from training other people to know how to drive and also getting them to get the PDP license on its own. It's not an easy thing to do in our country. There's not a lot of women that are sort of like eager or saying, I am willing to actually be a full-time driver or I am qualified to do so. So that is still a work in progress, something that I do hope that SheCab can play a bigger role in actually influencing women to enter this space, basically, for whatever reason.
I can understand the challenges. And then, of course, Christy, surely also perhaps a lot of intimidation going on outside there with private taxi owners not appreciating SheCab onto their territory. I mean, I can just imagine it must be really tough on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
So, Maambele, your story is really inspiring. We're going to take a short break again. When we get back, Christy, I'd like to ask Maambele a little bit more about her personally. You know, who's Maambele, and maybe what are some of your hopes and dreams for the future? You know, what are you working towards? So, can't wait to be chatting to Maambele straight after this again.
We're busy with our program, Business Lunch with Lindie, Coach Lindie, and she's chatting to Maambele Khosa, and she is from SheCab. Last session, Lindie, can't wait.
Maambele, you also have got a professional career going whilst unintentionally building this amazing, beautiful, inspiring business. So, what is your plan for your personal career? You are currently involved in media and communication in a division at Marty's. So, where are you going with your career currently?
I think as people, we are more fascinated about the final destination, like where am I heading to, where am I going with this? And I actually operate the total opposite. I'm enjoying more of the journey. So wherever I'm at that particular stage, as long as I'm making a difference. But to be quite specific, and for the purpose of this interview, let me say with my career, I aim to make a difference.
And I hear you. In a way, it doesn't matter where I am and what my next journey will be, just as long as I get to make a difference and really feel that I'm creating opportunities for myself, but more for everyone else that's with me on this journey, right?
Absolutely.
So Maambele, how do you integrate a professional career with building a business like SheCab? So how do you do this?
I can lie if I try to make it sound like a fantasy, but the biggest thing that I can say is learning to, or trying to harness your time management skill. It's number one, where you understand that, okay, I am one person and I am involved in this and that. At the same time, being an efficient person, like just have efficiency as one of your values. That allows you to be able to make sure that with the time that you are required at a particular place for something, you are there fully. You commit at that particular place and you deliver 100% of your best. And the biggest thing for the SheCab side is, of course, being able to get the right team, like get the right people for your team, trust them, share the vision with them, and make them understand what you are trying to do with them. It's the best thing ever. You never have to worry about anything at all.
Yeah, I think you mentioned in the break employing people with an entrepreneurial spirit, right? Because they get to understand and buy into what is happening and they can take ownership. Is that what you mean with that?
Yes, that is also one of the qualities for me when I choose SheCab people or SheCab team members, because I also understand the kind of an employee I am to my employer. Then I take it with me that people with this kind of qualities or set of skills, they are also like better employable, but also they are better employees. So,
because they treat their part as with ownership. And therefore they'll make the best decisions for the business, but also for whatever they're doing at that particular time. So
and they're very initiative.
There we go. They take initiative. They're creative. They'll think for themselves. All qualities that make up a great entrepreneur. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so taking the right team with you. So Maambele, I know it's all about making a difference, but in our very diverse country, beautiful country with beautiful people, what really gives you hope for the future?
I mean, we live in a beautiful country, like you said, and what gives me hope for the future is being able to see people in various spaces doing a small difference, like just making a small difference, regardless of how much we wake up to. Yeah, the crime rate in South Africa is very high. The hunger and poverty rate in South Africa is very high. I still have that hope in me that I know other young people who are definitely doing great and making a difference in their communities. And one thing that I'd also like to highlight is I really appreciate a lot young people that are starting businesses that actually solve a social problem, because we can all agree that we live in a country where, as beautiful as it is, we have a lot of social crisis. So people that are initiating businesses where they know, okay, I can make profits, I can create job employment, I can also be able to make a difference or solve that particular problem, are definitely people that give me hope.
Yeah, and I think you get to inspire in that hope. Maambele, I wanna bless you with a lot of prosperity. I think you are gifted. to really make a difference. It's the passion that drives you. And again, like you say, excuse the pun, doesn't matter the vehicle, as long as you get to make a difference and put a smile on somebody's face. It was such a big pleasure. Christy, I think you'll agree. I could literally talk to Maambele for the rest of the afternoon. It's been so inspiring.
Absolutely.
So may you go from strength to strength, from vehicle to vehicle, and in your personal capacity. I'll be watching you, and I'm certainly going to, make sure that I keep my eye on your journey. May you have lots of blessings, Maambele, and thank you for just a short bit of your time sharing your story today. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, and bless you too. But I really appreciate you and Christy having me. Thank you.
Only a pleasure. Thanks, Maambele. I'm going to start a taxi business now.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Maybe you need
men.
Okay, he's going to start a men cab.
A men cab.
Please, you need to make sure that the men are safe too.
There we go. No discrimination in that effect, Christy.
Thanks, Maambele. En ook dankie aan jou, Lindie. Thanks, Lindie. We'll chat again next week then.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.